Hi guys, Jedi Jim back in the gaming neighborhood. Jumping ahead 5 years, and this jump is taking us into a new decade, into a new century, and into a new millennium. So that was a big jump in 5 years. One of the things I think I had quit mentioning about these white dwarfs was the price, which of course is something that's always near and dear to all of our hearts. The last two issues that I recorded, issue number 160 was $3.95, which is about a dollar jump from issue 100. And issue 224 was $4.99, which is another dollar jump. And this issue is $4.99, so actually remained the same in 5 years. So that's really probably averaging about a dollar every 5 years or so that the price of White Dwarf is going up. That's going to change dramatically in the next 5 to 7 years. So here we are in 2003, about 7 years ago, and the cover has these gray knights on it, which is very cool. Just a monthly hobby magazine now is the title across the top. And let's take a look and see what there is in this particular issue. I thought maybe I had worked on getting away with this shadow, but evidently I haven't. Content-wise, really the gaming magazine has really kind of settled down into exactly what it is today. There's not going to be that much of a change from this point on. The company has settled down into three basic tabletop wargaming genres, and that is fantasy, Warhammer, science fiction, 40K, and then specialized fantasy from the Lord of the Rings. Black Library is very prevalent now. They've turned into a publisher as well, producing books for all of these really interesting worlds that they have created. Right away we get into some real nice layouts of the Grey Knights and Inquisitors at the time. Well painted miniatures again. Little bit of fluff on each one of them, discussing them. April releases mentioned here with their prices. Individual figures look like they're running, well, $10. From $8 to $10 for individual figures. We're into the plastics here. Looks like the plastic sets here are ranging from $35 to $40, depending probably on how many models are in there. Inquisitor, I don't know if there's actually a separate game rule for that. I know that they have these models that, I don't know if they're 54 mil or even larger. Well sculpted models, but a little bit large for playing in 25 mil. Servants of the Old One. One of the things about this one was Lizardmen, preview of new Lizardmen coming out, the Lizardmen that we've come to all like. And if you guys really are into the Lizardmen army, you might check out Devstro's channel. That guy has done some fantastic painting and knows about all the fluff, and as well as the gosh, what am I trying to think of here? Not technique keeps coming to mind, but it's not technique. For playing the different armies and scoping them out. Again, well painted miniatures. Lots of fluff about the Lizardmen in Listeria. Love the jungle terrain associated with these guys. You often get these Aztec-like temples, which I think is fantastic wargaming terrain. Heavy Metal Showcase. This is just taking painting to a new level. It continues to get better constantly through the years. The displays of these guys, as you can see, with these type of bases, these are showcase type miniatures that are just a little bit of paint slapped on them to get them down on a gaming table. These are really painted to be showpieces, and they are showpieces. Some very, very talented people. And they've really kind of, they sort of have a, I don't know if this is actually, I may have pulled this up too much, this may be showing, but they've broken the magazine in where you've got a little bit of a subtitle up here at the top of the page, and it breaks it down between Warhammer, 40K, and Lord of the Rings. And they've kind of grouped all of the articles associated with each together, which is kind of nice. A lot of eye candy in their magazines these days, and even back then. And I'm not going to commenting quite as much because really, if you're looking at today's magazines, other than, you know, maybe putting a little bit of a piece of tape over the number, you can pull out old White Dwarf magazines and be inspired by the incredible paint and everything within these last 10 years. It changes in content, but quality is just always there. Really nicely painted figures, unique and well done special standard bearers. These small dioramas for an individual piece. Oh my gosh, I'm sure I couldn't even begin to pronounce his channel. I have to do a better job on preparing for shout outs for people, though not that many people are going to see these videos, but there's a fellow out there. I'm sorry, I'll have to give it to you on a later YouTube thing, but he has done Space Marines and done them up in small individual vignettes that just amaze me. Two Paint Miniatures does an awesome job too of presenting his Lord of the Rings miniatures in small dioramas, and the terrain work is as excellent as his painting of the figures. And then we have the battle report showing the setup, introducing the individuals and their take on their armies. And this brings a lot to the game for people that are looking for tactics. That's the word I was trying to think of earlier, for rather than techniques. Techniques, I guess, are for painting. Tactics or for war games. But excellent photography, excellently painted figures. You don't see any shabbily painted armies in these battle reports. Of course, most of these guys are studio painters and stuff, and so you get them looking at their best. Still staying in the fantasy range, this was a nice long battle report. Closer views of the antagonists. Turn 6. Very long report, and then they have conclusions at the end. What went right, what went wrong, and sportsmanship usually well shown there. Advertisements. Rogue Trader. And then we